Welcome back. I don't know what's worse, the stupidity and authoritarianism of the lockdowns or the sickening hypocrisy of the Democrat lockdown leaders who break their own rules. Pelosi in the hair salon, Feinstein in the private airport without a mask, Lightfoot in the crowd and the hair salon. And then the big one, Gavin Newsom. No large gatherings, stay outdoors, social distancing, wear a mask between bites. Unless, of course, you make those rules, in which case you can break every single one of them, as he did in that notorious French Laundry dinner. Lisa, I think there's a really good reason why this has really just got everyone enraged, not just here in California, where I live, but across the country. It's such a symbol of the fact that if they really believed that all the things they're saying were important to public health, they wouldn't break their own rules. But they do break their own rules, which undermines everything they're saying.
Exactly. So why should Californians follow the rules if their governor does not? And why should they believe the rules or for a science-based reason if the governor does not? But I think what it really does is it epitomizes what the ruling class actually thinks of their citizens. They think nothing of them because Gavin Newsom thinks it's fine for his kids to previously for them to go to a private school while public schools are shut down and those kids are falling further behind. But his kids are entitled to getting a better education and not falling behind. Or you look at Lori Lightfoot going and getting her hair cut while barbershops and salons were closed, while people couldn't feed their kids. They couldn't open up. They couldn't cut hair. They couldn't make a living. It's the same thing to be said for the Philadelphia mayor going out eating indoors in Maryland while indoor restaurants were closed at the time in Philadelphia. I mean, it's really just despicable, and it's a reflection of how they actually view their citizens, which is very little, because while they're struggling or why families can't go and see or you can't say goodbye to loved ones or can't honor an individual's life at a funeral, a family member's life at a funeral, they're going and breaking the rules. It's disgusting, to be honest. It's outrageous.
I totally feel you, Lisa. There's just words aren't enough to express how angry we all feel. Charlie, it seems to be watching their response, the politicians' response. Look at the way Pelosi, you need to get my hair done and whatever. To be fair, at least Gavin Newsom at least apologized. But the way he did it, it seems to me they consider this to be some kind of minor gaffe. Yeah, we make mistakes. It's a slight screw up. There's a little political cost and we move on. I think it's much deeper than that. I think they just have no idea how this totally destroys people's faith, not just in them personally, but in government, in this whole mantra of listen to the experts and science. This is a really deep thing that's being exposed here.
Well, that's exactly right. And I'm waiting for them to really care. I mean, it's kind of half apologies or blaming restaurants, blaming gatherings, blaming hair salons. If I couldn't have picked a more stereotypical place for Gavin Newsom to break these codes that he issued than French Laundry in Napa Valley. Anyone who's been in Napa Valley knows exactly what I'm talking about. It is one of the most expensive ruling class, waiting for a month to get a reservation restaurants in the country. But it also reveals a deeper point about the left. Every position that they publicly advance, they contradict, whether it be in firearms. They say they want to confiscate guns. They walk around with armed guards. Borders, they say they don't want a wall, yet they live in gated communities. Police, they don't like the police except having the police come to their communities when they need them. Or in schools and education, they say they don't like private schools or charter schools, but they send their kids to those schools. The same with these virus lockdowns. They say that you must stay at home, shelter in place, and curfews unless you're the divine right of king of Gavin Newsom, who runs California, then you can go to French Laundry and not live under the rules that you give others.
Where's this going, Matt? Is there any way that people can fight back? I mean, I hear people talk about civil disobedience. What do you think?
And moved to Florida. We actually believe in freedom there. And the fact that Charlie Kirk knows so much about French Laundry shows how much more cultured he is than I am. I thought Gavin Newsom was actually going to do the laundry when I first saw this news report. But I have a confession to make to you, Steve. I, too, have violated the Washington, D.C. lockdowns when I got a haircut. And so I've got no blame for Speaker Pelosi or anyone else that feels the need to do their hair, but it sort of felt like a drug deal. We had to meet in an undisclosed location, operate only in cash, and, like not look at each other in the eyes too much during this haircut transaction. I'm sure the fact that I've admitted this now means that a special counsel will likely be appointed. There'll be a series of ethics investigations. But the difference between me and Pelosi and Newsom is that I'm not sorry. I think that the danger isn't in a maskless governor of California. The danger comes with these lockdowns that punish blue-collar people. They punish folks who don't have the ability to just work from home, and they're deeply unfair to our fellow Americans, and we should stand against them.
Exactly, because you are pro-haircut, you are pro-small business, you are pro-people getting on with their life.
Pro-haircut, I'm for it.
Pro-freedom, and then people can take responsibility.
He thought that Gavin Newsom was doing the French's laundry. That's what.
I think we're going to have to leave it there, especially if we start getting into Gavin Newsom's haircut, which you really don't want to know about.